In this video, I'm going to show how to place the parking brake cable on this Dodge Ram 1500. This will be located underneath your truck. Let's get started. To replace this parking brake cable, we'll start underneath the center driver's side of the truck. You'll see where the cable comes down from the front and runs along the frame. Grab it and pull down on it. That's going to actuate the parking brake, but also it's going to pull on the cable. Then we can take some locking pliers and only do this on the old cable, but pinch it really tight right here. And this will keep slack on it so that we can now disconnect it here. Because our new cable comes with this connection point, I'm going to disconnect it from the front cable as opposed to the rear cable. So I'm going to grab this with locking pliers on the rear side. And all we have to do now is tap that little cable end forward until it goes onto the open area here, and then we can just pop it right out. Now there is a lock. If you look right behind it right there, there's a small tab. That is typically pressed upwards to lock this in. So we'll start by pushing that out and then push this in. If you flip this around, you can better see what's happening. I'm going to stick a flathead screwdriver in here and just try to pry this tab out. There we go, just like that. You can see it's now unlocked, so this cable can be pushed through. I'm going to release my locking pliers from where I have them. And with two sets of locking pliers, I'm going to try to open this up now. I'll grab this again with my locking pliers. And at this point, you might be able to push this cable, if you wiggle it, all the way through. Just like that. Pop it out. You can now also remove the locking pliers that are pulling on this cable. Right up here where this cable goes through this bracket, what you want to do is either pinch these tabs and push the cable through, or simply break them off. Pinching them is easiest with pliers, breaking them off is easiest with a screwdriver. Now this cable should be unlocked from here. Depending on how rusted this is, you might need a hammer to tap it and break it free. As I'm trying to remove it, my plastic piece keeps breaking, but it's not coming out of here. It's very stuck. So what I will do is heat up this metal bracket just a little bit, make it nice and warm. That'll hopefully not just break free the rust, but also maybe melt the plastic a little bit. This is just a plastic sleeve in here. And once it does melt a little and break free, I can pop it right out. Okay, out it comes. Follow the cable back and you'll see where it goes through this bracket on the frame. Pull it through. At this point, we can actually insert our new cable through this with the correct end, of course. If you ended up heating this bracket up, of course, wait for it to cool down and then stick your cable through. Make sure you pull it through until these two tabs latch in. There we go. And then take your cable, line it up with the front cable, and hook the two in. You want to make sure that this cable locks in, so pull it back. And that is fully seated. This tab should already be bent over a little bit. The cable kind of skips over it and then locks itself in. So this is now reinstalled. Where the cable goes through this bracket, we have to unhook it and feed it down and over this control arm. We'll take our new cable and feed it through, and then we'll hook it onto this bracket. Just like that. At the top of the differential, the parking brake cable is secured with a 13mm headed bolt. Break this free and remove it. Remove the old cable, pull it through. We'll take our new cable, make sure the surface is clean, and reattach it. Hold it centered and snug this up. Let's give it about 1/8 of a turn after it bottoms out. That's plenty. Towards the passenger side of the rear differential, right where the trailing arm mounts, you'll see that the parking brake cable also mounts here with a 13mm headed bolt. Let's remove this all the way. I'll take this out, drop the bracket down with the cable. I will not be installing the new one yet because this being off will give us a little bit more space and wiggle room when we unhook it and reinstall it on the wheel end. Now behind the wheel, you can actually do this with the wheel on, vehicle on the ground, not a problem. There's plenty of space to reach in from here. You can take pliers, stick them in between the cutouts of this spring, and all you want to do is pull the spring away and then lock your locking pliers on. That will hold it away from this area where there are some clips. Just like on the other end of the cable, you can either break them or squeeze them in. With them squeezed in, you should be able to pull this away, let go of your locking pliers, and unhook your parking brake cable from this lever. Now take your new cable and hook it in to this lever. Of course, make sure it's going in the right direction. You want to slide it all the way through, just like that. And then over here, you want to pull the spring away as you pull the cable this way so you can hook it back into this groove. Sometimes if this spring gets stuck, you can use a pry bar or something to pull it away. And there we go. Line it up. Push it through until it's locked in. Now that's reinstalled over here. Let's go back and reattach it to the differential. Get that bolt started and tighten it up. Snug it up. About 1/8 of a turn after it bottoms out, and that is installed. Job is done.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.